One of the most important concepts that we've rolled out in the past several years are our generally accepted record-keeping principles. We know it's not easy to describe what good record-keeping looks like, but as regulators, shareholders, courts, and the customers become more concerned with the business practices with our organizations, we've had to find a way to put into a clear language what the critical components of information governance are. We started down the path of the generally accepted record-keeping principles, and we knew that they would be important to the records management industry. As it turns out, we underestimated just what we had accomplished. They broke through new boundaries outside of traditional records management. They helped others within organizations see the importance of governing the information within their own walls. We broke through territory like information security, to the legal world, to internal auditors, from risk professionals to compliance officers. The message resonated through them all. They all needed to hear the wisdom of the principles, but we ran into some trouble. As it turns out, in one of those new audiences, there's already a GARP. Now, they're not doing the same thing that we are, but the name itself causes some confusion. So the generally accepted record-keeping principles are fantastic. They're great. But GARP, in the long run, could cause some confusion in the marketplace. So we need to move away from calling it GARP. We still can call them the generally accepted record-keeping principles. That doesn't change. And what they are doesn't change. But we needed to move away from the acronym GARP. So we went to work trying to find a shorter name to call it. And we came up with some ideas. We thought about ARMA's accepted record-keeping principles. Well, some of my older friends tell me that one's already taken, so maybe not. Then we thought about, what if we just drop out the R, G-A-P? That's nice, that's catchy, don't you think? Oh, well, we could sell khakis in the bookstore. Maybe not, maybe not. And then our dynamite team got more radical in their thinking. What about we just call them the big principles? Well, that's not going to work either. My marketing team even presented me with this one, which I nixed immediately. No way. No way are we doing that one. So when we looked at it, and when we listened to the way that people are talking about it, we realized that many of you have already solved our problem, because you're talking about the principles. As simple as that. One of the things our professionals in the government especially like is that the principles are principles. They're based on best practices. And so, in conclusion, we're still going to keep the generally accepted record-keeping principles. And if you want to shorten it, like I wish I could have a few slides ago, you could actually call it the principles, and that's perfectly fine.